What's going on, guys? Welcome back. Hope you guys are having a great day as always. Today we're talking about Rockin Frames. Well, not necessarily the frames. The frames I'm going to be riding today are actually the 5x76. As you can see here, I have a video about these, a review video about these that I've done, maybe a year ago now. So I'll link that in the description below if you guys want to go check out what I think about these frames. But today, what we're talking about is all the other Rockin things that came out. We got our Rockin wheels. These are a 76 to go on my 5x76, and it's an 85A wheel. It's got a round profile. They look and feel great. It's kind of fun. They have a little bit of guitar notes, chords, printed around the sides of them. Cool little wheels. I've been looking to get on these for quite some time now. They also sent over the black metal bearings. These things are sweet. I mean, first off, I love the kind of like heavy metal, like death metal looking black metal logo on these, on the can. But on top of that, they got just the bearings look so sick. They're all black. The shields on the other side, if you pop it over, you can't really see, but they're kind of this like dark red inside that shield part. Really cool. On the bearings, it says Rockin. They're an ABEC 9, and it says hashtag black metal on the bottom. Kind of a sweet little thing. And then the bearing spacers, as you can see here, are this awesome like metallic red. And then the last thing I'm really excited about. These are the Rockin Frame H blocks. You can tell I've tested them a little bit prior to shooting this video. Yeah, they just, they look like a nice wide H block. So really easy to lock, almost akin to like maybe a wish frame H block. It looks like they have quite a bit of wheel bite protection over here. I will note that these are a test model. That's why they probably look, they're 3D printed actually. So the slide, I can't really talk to how well they slide compared to the final ones. What I'm kind of going to be talking about is the shape and just reviewing them in terms of the mold at this point. So I'm still excited to get on these. Anytime I can kind of do a hybrid, big wheel, aggressive setup, especially when I'm on some Wizard frames, I'm really excited for that. Before I get going and setting these bad boys up, I just want to say a huge thank you to Rockin Frames for sending me all this gear. No, this is not a sponsored video by them, and yes, I will be giving you my honest opinions. So yeah, without further ado, let's start putting these bad boys together. All right, guys, it's time to bust out the H blocks and try to mix in a little bit of grinding in a Wizard session.
So yeah, it's really cool. I mean, you just literally carry some H blocks with you
a tool, just pop a wheel out, throw an H-block in. You can see that. Like that. Take your tool, lock her down. Boop. Now you got an H-block. What do I think of these wheels, bearings, and H-blocks? Well, let's start going off the wheels. First off, wheel pattern, wheel wear. You know, they seem to be holding up pretty well. I was out here for a little over an hour skating. This ground is pretty gritty, so you know, I don't think the wear is going to be an issue on these wheels. I think they're, you know, they're white urethane, so they'll probably hold up pretty well. I'm still feeling and seeing the pour mark along the center of the wheels, so that's a good thing. And I really enjoyed them. The only real caveat I had, and I think it's just because they're brand new wheels, you saw me try to do some slides, and these things would not budge. If they did budge, it'd be a quick and then grab again. So I'm not saying that it's the wheels. It's just, you know, I probably should ride these for at least 2-3 sessions and then start trying to slide on them. You know, other than that, the rebound felt great on them. They felt like a good mixture. That 85/8 is probably pretty true. It felt nice and soft, but not too soft. They still felt like they had a little bit of good roll and life in them. So I have to say, you know, they're a good wheel. If I was going to the market right now and I needed to put some wheels on, some frames, especially some Rockin Frames, I wouldn't steer you away from them. The bearings were kind of a tricky thing for me to test right now, you know, because I wasn't really going fast, going anywhere. You know, bearings really are easier to test under, you know, motion and longevity, because you'll know when you're skating for a long time and you have a bad bearing or bad bearings. It's just going to make that skate really hard, because they're just not going to roll as smoothly and as fast and freely as a good set would. I'm sure I'll be back on these again, and I'll let you know updates on that. They're definitely a nice smooth wheel, perfect. You know, this setup right here, these wheels, bearings, and frames, honestly, you know how much I love these frames. I think they're probably the best wizard frame size setup, just because they're long enough, but they're not too long. So you can they're really lightweight. It keeps the wheels, the weight of the boot down, and just that maneuverability is the highest of any frames on the market. Like having a 5x76, and now they even came out with 5x72, which I want to get on soon. But I think those might be a little too short for my liking. You know, this setup, these wheels, bearings, and frames, awesome. I mean, I think they're such a great, fun, nimble. you know, the only caveat is I'm used to a longer frame. I've been skating a lot of longer, bigger wheel frames recently, and you probably noticed I was a little more off balance on these because I'm just not used to the short frame length. I kind of lean into stuff a little more than I should be. Next thing, the H-block. These H-blocks I had a great time with. I was actually a little worried because see how shallow they are? They don't go too deep because they can't because of this kind of on the frame. The frames have that little like indent that goes down and around the where the axle goes into. As you can see, they have to kind of work around that. They can't go too deep into the frame here because they're gonna run into that indent. I would have liked a touch deeper groove. That being said, I didn't you know, wash out on this too much. It was like once or twice that I slipped off out of the groove because, you know, the groove's not too deep. It's pretty shallow groove. You know, that's probably the only con to it. I can't speak to sliding on it, but you know, it's plastic on plastic. It slid great. The wheel bite protection, amazing, amazing. I mean, it's probably because they're so shallow, but also that wheel bite is so, you know, just really gives you a nice 3 fingers in groove and another like finger and a half before you're hitting wheel. It made me feel like I was skating anti-rocker size groove or like, you know, size space where I'm just getting locked in, and if I miss it just a little bit, it'll slide into place. Yeah, so really like the shape. The one thing I want to note about this setup is when you have this H-block on, your maneuverability goes way down. Yes, if you get on the rocker from wheels 1 and 2 and 4 and 5 are just so subtle that having that big long flat space basically under your whole entire foot, you're really riding more 2 wheels flat most of the time. Yes, it is nice having that extra length and another wheel with a little bit of rocker on it to kind of lean and get stuff around, but don't expect to buy these, slap the H-blocks on, and literally have best of both worlds. Be able to skate Wizard and be able to skate rails. I mean, you'll be able to skate rails for sure, but don't expect the Wizard bit to be just as good or even salvageable, might I say. I mean, yes, you can Wizard skate in these. It's just not fun. It's nice that they're so easy to be able to skate to a place with 5 wheels down, do some Wizard stuff, and then just quickly slap on your H-block and do some grinds. That's what they're made for. They're not really made for riding them with H-blocks all the time. One other thing too I wanted to note, these actually felt really close to my large Wish frame, my original Wish frame. When I was skating on this rail behind me, it literally just felt like I had my Wish frames under me, which was kind of a really cool experience, to be honest. Not having to even take my skates off and going from Wizard to just jump on this and skating it like I got one of my favorite grind frames on. It was pretty cool. The thing to note though, this is a much taller frame than the Wish frame. I mean, you're rocking 76 millimeter wheels, and you're having an aggressive boot on these. You got that sole right here that sticks way out, you know, to the side, and these are a really narrow sole. Some aggressive boots, you know, you put these on and you're gonna be doing some Wizard moves or turning around on these things or just sliding sideways on them a little bit, and you're gonna activate this really quick and go down. I was really excited because I was like, oh yeah, you know what? These don't stick out at all. They're very narrow sidewall being aluminum, and these are the same width. The H-blocks are the same width. These don't like stick out. So when you are doing those, you know, really hard edged turns or maneuvers and stuff on a Wish frame, you're actually gonna slide on this part right here and slide out and like lose your wheels if you get too much of an angle. And I was like, you know what, that's awesome because these, I'm not gonna have that. But if you're skating these with an aggressive boot, you might be able to get down a little bit more on angle, but not too much before you're hitting your sole kit. So just think about that, some stuff to think about. This setup without the H-block, like I said, one of my favorite small frame Wizard setup. And then, you know, when I want to, just slap on some H-blocks and go play with the rail here and there. I don't think that's where they shine. I think these would actually really shine because of the frame length is very close, but just a little longer than the Wish frames. and you got that little bit bigger wheel, but the same grind space, like all that stuff, I think these would be amazing in the park, to be honest. I think this setup with the H-blocks in would be an amazing big wheel park skate. Kind of like my home park at Tigard. If you're more like a fast pool pumping, big air, you know, some coping grinds, and that's your style of park skating, is lots of ramps, I think this setup could be a lot of fun, to be honest. I think this would rival my Wish frame setup in the park. Yeah, I think that's really all I'm gonna go bantering on about. I hope you guys got something out of this video. If you guys did, let me know in the comments below. If you guys have any questions, some stuff I just didn't think of while I was talking right now that I need to answer, please, again, let me know in the comments below. But yeah, I'm gonna take these boots off before my feet completely fall asleep and head on out of here. So hope you guys liked this video, guys. If you did, you know what to do. Like, comment, subscribe, and make sure you ring that bell so you miss any of these uploads. And until next time, guys, just keep rolling.